Learning a new skill is very difficult. Oftentimes, when times get hard, I throw in the towel. I quit before the journey even teach me lessons that's gonna prepare me for my future. Learning a new skill is overwhelming because I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to learn to be great. See, learning a new skill is actually putting time and effort and having dedicated time for your growth. Not just for your growth, but for your success. I didn't understand my success was coming from the way I was growing. And see, as I learned and began to learn a new skill, it became overwhelming because there was so much information to learn. It was so much information I wanted to learn all of it all at once. Yet I didn't understand that it takes time to become a master at your craft. It takes time to become a master at your craft. And the craft wasn't developed because I didn't know myself. I didn't give myself time enough to learn everything that I wanted to do. And even though I tried it, even though I attempted it, even though I took that first step, me quitting destroyed the effort. And once I quit on myself, I kept wondering what this was. I kept learning, I kept learning about this skill when the skill had to be discovered. And it only get discovered by consistency. It only get discovered by effort. And effort only get built by trying. I didn't understand by the way I start and stop, it was destroying my success. What's going on, everybody? My name is Terryl with the Humphrey, and welcome to another episode of Failure is Knowledge. Here at Failure is Knowledge, we talk about growth and how we can become the best version of ourselves. For today's topic, we're talking about why learning a new skill is very important. And before we dive into the topic, please, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and wait towards the end to leave a comment. Because we're getting deep on a new skill and how a new skill can help us in life. I had to learn that a skill has to be developed within ourselves. The first point I want to hit on is expanding knowledge. I didn't understand that I had to expand my knowledge because what I knew wasn't enough. I had to expand my knowledge because what I understood wasn't good enough. I didn't understand that these books, these podcasts, these interviews were something that would help me in my life. I've been watching this guy named Alex Hormozy for a little minute. Last couple of months, last probably 3 or 4 months. And he's making a lot of sense because he's explaining and showing his journey, right? He didn't just wake up and say, I'm gonna be a content creator, I'm gonna be a businessman, I'm gonna have a successful relationship. He didn't just wake up and say that. He had to put effort into it. And what I didn't understand is that when he put effort in it, it doesn't make him different, it just make him dedicated. Right? So now I have to learn new skills, new information that I never was aware about. This content thing that I've started to become more heavy on, more and understand a little bit more often. It is overwhelming. It is very overwhelming. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's so easy to make content because it's not. Furthermore, it taught me that the knowledge that I have within the content is from my experience. I've learned that life happens, but it's happening for me. Once I began to understand it was for me, how can I grow from this? See, one thing that I've learned from Alice is that he expands his knowledge. The people that he's watching, he learned from them. Right? I've always heard of Alex Hormozy. I think I heard of him last year. But he's really took off. He's really blew up because he got consistent. He got dedicated with the process. See, the knowledge is going to teach you what dedication really is. I didn't understand what dedication was because I didn't understand the knowledge. I didn't understand making content. You have to have some type of knowledge behind it. You have to be strategic with the planning. The planning has to go with the message for today. Learning a new skill is understanding how to deliver the message to make it understandable. See, when I started watching Alex Hormozy, I wasn't really into what he was speaking about. It wasn't my time yet. It wasn't my time yet. What I also learned is that success is a timing thing. Are you ready to hear the information that's being presented for you to understand in your own terminology, in your own words, in your own phase that you're at? At the time, I wasn't. At the time I wasn't, because my knowledge wasn't expanded enough. My knowledge wasn't expanded enough because I wasn't learning the correct information. As I wasn't learning the correct information, it just taught me the more I continue along this journey, the more things are going to get discovered. Not just things, I'm talking about answers, lessons, growth. They're going to get discovered because I haven't quit. Now, I can't say I wasn't going to even do this video today. I wasn't going to do the video today because I'm like, I have other things going on. I have other things. I'm trying to set up my website. The website is a lot. And then I'm like, hold on. If he can make content every day, if he can post consecutively every day, what's my excuse? You're right. You're right. Wait. There was an excuse? Yeah, I've been making excuses my whole life, and I never understood what it was. I never understood what it was because I wasn't taking accountability for myself. So then when I began to start this journey taught me more about accountability. I have to be accountable of my actions and what the actions that I'm doing for myself. See, as it's teaching me, as I'm learning, as I'm growing, it's showing the knowledge that I have to learn in order to become the best version of myself. It doesn't happen by accident. Success doesn't happen just by thought. Me changing my life doesn't happen just because I wanted to change. It changes because I have to put effort into it every single day. And see, what I've learned is that when I learn from other people, I learn from their experiences. Not only do they have the knowledge within themselves, but they're spreading it. And it's up to us to listen to what they're teaching. And once I learned, I'm like, oh, okay. Expanding my knowledge is learning from other people's experience. Once I began to learn from other people's experience and I try it, trial and error make it more understandable because I'm learning from other people's failures. I'm learning from other people's experiences. I'm learning from other people's journeys. Alex Hormozy is a successful businessman and a husband. Him and his wife are in business together. So then I really got to learn. I'm like, oh, okay. How you focus is how you grow. And when you grow, you begin to learn more about yourself. See, knowledge gets expanded when I put time and effort into the person I was becoming. And I'm only becoming this person because I'm not making no more excuses for myself. I'm holding myself accountable because my actions are from my decisions. Once I've learned how to embrace the journey, how to not lie to myself, once I learned how to not make up an excuse, it taught me accountability. It taught me that I'm so much further than I expect because I'm constantly taking action. See, knowledge is taking action on yourself. When taking action has no outcome. It has no outcome because it has no outcome because we don't have the right knowledge. We're making motion, but moving in one place is different than running a marathon. That's what I had to learn. Just because I say I'm busy, am I really busy? Just because I mention I'm learning a new skill, am I really putting the time and effort into myself? Am I really doing that? Or am I finding excuses to not do it? See, success rewards effort. Success rewards consistency. Success rewards effort. I know I said effort twice. I did that purposely. Because I had to try to put myself in uncomfortable positions. I had to try to speak about things that I didn't understand so I can have a better understanding when I start learning about it. I expanded my knowledge and my belief within myself grew. I started learning from other people's experience, and their experience taught me I can do this as well. I can change my life as well if I continue along the journey. It ain't gonna be easy. I don't want it to be easy because if it's easy, I got too comfortable. If it's over, I'm gonna say that one again. That one was crazy. If it's easy, I done got too comfortable. Why? Because challenges pushes you to learn new information. It pushes you to expand the knowledge that you're learning now. It pushed me to expand everything that I was doing to understand what he was even speaking about. See, I had to be embarrassed. I had to embarrass myself. Not making an excuse, but I had to be embarrassed to learn. Embarrassment is the best teacher because the teacher is learning from his mistakes. I learn from other people's experience because they already went through it. If I'm trying to get to where they're at, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? How often should I be doing it? Alex said one thing that was so powerful. He was like, most of y'all doing the right thing. Y'all just not doing enough of it. I said, oh, I think he was talking about me. I think I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't doing enough. See, I'm learning from experience, and experience is teaching us how to grow and get to where they're at. Now it's up to us to implement what they're saying, to try, to give effort, and to be more consistent, right? The next one I want to hit on is that it boosts creativity. Before I even start making content, I didn't even understand me speaking to a camera was going to help me with my communication skills. Not only my communication skills, but how creative I can get as I'm telling stories. It wasn't always like this. I remember my first time when I got on stage and spoke, the words didn't come out so fluently because I wasn't practicing my craft. I don't think, I think I could do this. Let me go try it. When I tried it, I couldn't even get a quote out because the quote wasn't even mine. The quote wasn't even mine. I couldn't even say the words that I wanted to. Why? Because I didn't have the knowledge that I needed to gain in order to become the person for that moment. See, here's the thing. I was so hard on myself. I didn't recognize what this just did for me. That opportunity, when I wasn't able to say the quote, it made me learn more about myself. How can I say more about my quotes? How can I say more about my perspectives, my experience? I have to continue giving effort. I have to continue putting time into myself. There's no secret to success. Success is only made from action. Why? Because we have to be willing to be embarrassed to grow and learn and walk into our greatness. We see your greatness doesn't happen when you dream about it. My greatness wasn't there when I got on stage and actually spoke for the first time. Was it really the first time, or was I just nervous and really talked myself out of it? See, that I'm getting deep with it because that's what we do as human beings. We talk ourselves out of the effort because we don't think we're good enough for it. When we expand our knowledge is getting. When we expand our knowledge, it boosts our confidence. As it's boosting our confidence, it's showing us what we need to grow in, what area we need to perfect, what area we need to try, what area we need to let go of. See, there's a process behind it. The process just wasn't taught to me because I was taking action. I was taking action from what I knew. I can only know so much because I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I ain't really saw that much. But then when I really got to learning about real estate, about business, about speaking, about communication, there's so much more that I didn't understand. I had to learn from people that was already experienced in that field. Why? Because you learn from experience. You learn from trial and error, and you also learn from other people. Other people has been through what you're going through because they overcame it. Other people have been through what you're going through because they have overcame it. They just got new obstacles that they need to face. A beginner challenges is completely different from somebody that's been doing it 10 plus years. Why? the gap 10 plus years has 10 years of experience. The beginner has no experience. I was the beginner because I had no experience. I didn't know where to learn. I didn't know how to grow. I didn't know how to be confident. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know that my words have power because I'm the one that's saying it. I didn't know that because how was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to be aware of it if I never learned the knowledge? It's a lot that goes on behind it, and we have to be willing to learn the knowledge that's being presented. If you get value from this so far, listen. This upcoming Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm hosting a free webinar on how to repurpose your pain into your passion. Listen, we all have pain, but how can we repurpose it into our passion? We have to start from the beginning. And this webinar, this upcoming Wednesday at 6 o'clock, is going to speak more about it. If you would like to register, go to failureisknowledge.com/sign up. failureisknowledge.com/sign up. The last point I want to hit on is that my discipline got better. My discipline grew. I didn't understand when I took that risk and got on stage and started speaking first, I was going to have discipline within myself. That's where it started. And it started to build from that. It started to build from that belief. It built greater self-discipline because discipline was coming from my actions. Yes, I was in the military. Yes, I was in the Marine Corps. And they harp on discipline. They harp on courage. They harp on honor. They harp on that, on how to be a stand-up person. And by harping, I'm saying they really speak on that. They really talk about it often. I just didn't understand it because I was so not present. I was thinking of every other thing that I could be doing that could potentially help me later on in life. I'm learning about myself. The lessons I learned in the Marine Corps hit me when I got out the Marine Corps. Why? Because I was ready to hear it. I was ready to understand it. I was ready to learn it. I was ready to accept it. I've always been a good stand-up guy, but when I understood what the Marine Corps is trying to do and trying to instill, trying to show, trying to display, like you got to have standards for yourself. You have to your confidence has to be felt without you saying I am confident. Your presence has to be seen without you saying, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Why? Because when you understand the knowledge that's been given to you at the time that it was delivered, that's when you grow into your journey. I heard the knowledge, but the knowledge I wasn't ready for the knowledge because I was just starting. I was just in the beginning phase. Nonetheless, I never stopped learning. Nevertheless, I never stopped getting prepared for it. See, that's the journey. That's the process. That's what we go through. We have to be embarrassed to recognize the lessons that we've been hearing for the rest of our lives has always been within us. You haven't, what you're hearing today, you haven't heard. This is not the first time you're hearing it. It wasn't my first time hearing it. Yet it was the first time it made sense. It was the first time it made sense because I was ready to accept the information. I was ready to accept the information. And then when I began to watch Alex Hormozi, they're such a successful dynamic couple. They do things together, yet they still got their own lives. They create business together, yet they still love each other. Right? So if I want to get to where they're at, what are they doing? What are they learning? Who are they speaking to? Because I need to be learning the same information. I need to be learning the same information because they got it. They got it. And since they got it, I want to have it. See, that's the power of belief. That's the power of learning a new skill. When you learn a new skill, you learn what you need to do in order to have what you want. In order to create something that never been right in front of you. There's a timing for success, and success is created from your consistency. I didn't understand that because I kept starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. I was wondering why I didn't have no success. Because the success don't comes from inconsistent behavior. Even though my discipline was I have greater self-discipline now, I didn't have it because I kept quitting on myself. See, having greater self-discipline teaches you the importance of effort every single day. I do things when I don't want to. And since I don't want to, I have a choice. Should I not do it or should I not do it? That's not me being disciplined if I'm choosing to not do it or to do it. Discipline is doing things when you don't want to, or you don't have the desire to. I didn't have the desire to make this video today, but I was like, nah, I'm making an excuse. Let me go ahead and get ready. Let me go ahead and put the camera on. Let me go ahead and press record. Let me go ahead and put the microphones on. Why? Because I'm no longer making excuses for myself. I've learned the reason why they're at the level and phase that they're at, Alex Hormozy and Layla Hormozy, is because of their effort together. Just because of their discipline together. Just because of how focused they are within themselves. Success doesn't reward inconsistency. Effort builds discipline. Effort builds discipline, and discipline, having discipline, evolves into expanding your knowledge. As you are expanding your knowledge, you're learning a new skill. Me learning how to communicate taught me more skills than I could ever imagine. Me learning new information gave me clues on what success looked like. Me learning a new skill gave me belief that I can do it as well. Why? Because I expanded my knowledge. I boosted my creativity. And I gained greater discipline, greater self-discipline within myself. If you enjoyed this video and you stayed to the end, I want to give you a gift. All you have to do is go to failureIsknowledge.com/workbook. failureIsknowledge.com/workbook. And it's a workbook to help you get started along your journey. And it's called 10 Ways to Start. And it's a workbook that's going to ask you questions that will help you later on in life. And if you got value from this, leave a comment down below on a new skill that you're learning now for yourself. On a new skill that you have put the time and effort into yourself to understand. Leave a comment down below. And if you really got value from this video and want to see more, click this link down right here. And I'll see you there.